Hi folks, nice to have you with me again. I'm Stephen Crone and this is another watercolour demonstration. I've got another snow scene for you today. This is like a country lane type of setting. So this is just clear water I've started off with. And then I'm just going to have just a little bit of, just a faint wash of raw sienna, just a hint of background colour. Clean the brush, then I'm just going into some ultramarine, load the brush, and I'm brushing that down. And I'm just leaving unpainted bits here and there just to add a bit of variation. Fill that little bit in there. That's all I want to do with that, I think. And then I'm going to introduce a little bit of raw burnt umber. So it's burnt umber, ultramarine, and then along the horizon line, which is somewhere about here, just using the corner of the brush just to bash in a bit of snow. That's going round there. Reload the brush, and there's also some just continuing up there. And that'll soften off nicely into the sky. Might also just take the little rigger brush, bit of paint on there, and then just do a few little trunks and things going up there, and then I'll put a bit of foliage on those in a second, just to get again a little bit of variation, so it's not just the corner of the hake that's creating all the trees. A few more up there. Right, and then quite a strong mix this is. But some of it will soften off because the paper's still wet. Just do that one bigger. I think that'll do for that. Now what I might do next is if I just take that and just sharpen that edge a little bit better. Same on here. So also just taking a little bit of that colour and popping it into the snowy bits. That'll like little bits of shadow and things that are going on there. So that's a simple little background, just catching some of that water. Raw sienna, a bit of light red, just to introduce a bit, just a splash of colour just here and there. Right, let's clean the brush. So what I'm going to do now is give that a quick dry. Before I dry it, just pull it tight against the board, just so that it's flat, so I can work with it properly. So I'm just refixing it here on these right hand side with these clips. Give it a quick dry. Right then. Back to the hake brush, and again I'm going a bit of brown, bit of blue. Strong dark mix, and then I'm going to start with a tree that's about there, and I'm wiggling it around as I'm going up, just like that. And there's a thin one coming off there, and a thin one going that way as well. So that's tree number one. There's one behind. I should have done the ones in the background first. No, it doesn't matter. That one's a little bit thinner. And again, thin one there, that's going off up there. Reload the brush. Again, nice strong mix. Look, it's almost black, that is. Again, a little bit wobbly on the way up. Don't want any more. Leave it that for now, I think. but switch to the rigger brush, and now I'm going to add a few little smaller twigs and branches coming off. A few on this one as well. Coming down from there, just add a shot. This is a big tree right here in the front. Right in. Let's clean the brush again. I'm just working out, we've got like the path. Path sort of comes, let's just mark it in like this first. It's going like that, and then it's sort of coming down there. Something like that. Something like that. Let's pop some fence posts in. And we'll put one in there. Rickety old fence, another one there. Another one there. And I get smaller. I should be using a smaller brush ready for them. Right, so what I want now, I'm just going to start putting a few shadows in, I think. Now the shadows, I'm going to, a little bit of red, a little bit of brown, and plenty of blue. So I want a sort of bluey grey sort of colour. Something like that. Now then, so these are going something like that, coming down there. That's that big tree. That big tree's casting shadow down and up the hill up there. And this one's casting its own shadows. And going up there like that. Big one down the bottom. This one's going over the edge like this, something like that. Yeah, those ones in that field I should have done before I did these edges, shouldn't I? Give that a quick dry. Right, so I just need something just to mark out the line that it's walking down. I should have done this before. I'm painting over the shadows now. If I go something. I'm going with a big figure this time. A bit more water. That's slightly awkward because these shadows are going to be slightly different colours. I'm wondering now if to just do these as well, the same sort of, bring them down and then across, same sort of colour. Down here and then across like that. Whoops, had a right mess of the dog there. See, what I'm trying to do is blend the shadows together, but I've made a bit of a mess, and I've now got two different lots of shadows. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just not going to worry about it. Let's pop some things in. Fiddling too much now and all. Now I made a bit of a mess of these shadows, so I'll just pause it in for a sec just to try and get a... I'm going to have to sort of match them all up and all. First of all, I just want to do something with this path. The path looks a bit naff. Let's take a bit of red, bit of brown. Just take some of that off. I just want a little bit of snow. So I'm just going to have to remove all these bits. Oh, I'm going to do these shadows again, I think. Well, what I'm going to do, give that a quick dry, and then I'm going to do all the shadows again. I'm going to do them like this sort of tone here rather than that lighter original shadow that I did. So let's, I'm going to take a bit of brown, bit of red, bit of blue. I want it quite dark. Dark and dramatic is the what I'm aiming for. Right then. It is awkward now because I've already put the man in. So if I start, say, and then just go up there like that. And if I darken these, start off with something like that. But then what I'm going to do is have some big, there's a big tree here and it's casting a big shadow across there like that. And then that one there is sort of coming up as well, so that's a bit dark over there. Little dark things up there. Some shadows up there. Right then. I just need to strengthen that little dog. Oh, tell he's a dog now, sort of lost in amongst all the darks. Oh, and does that look better than before? There's only one way I can find out. I have to stand back at the back of the room. I'll have to pause it a sec. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. But I think for now I'm just gonna sign that one and call it finished. I think I'll just take a little bit of that red. I'm just going to sign it down here and call it done. So let's stick a mount on it and see what it looks like. So here's the finished painting and its mounts. So if we have a closer look at it, start with a bit of ultramarine in the sky, then added a bit of burnt umber to it as well, just to create these distant trees and bushes along the horizon line. A few more there over on the left hand side. And then in front of those, got the sharper, darker tone, did a bit of rig work there and a few shadows as well mixed in with the lights. You can see a bit of bright snow there mixed in with all the shadows. That's what I was trying to get, the effect of light and shadow here with the snow coming through onto this sort of little lane section. Shadows originally, because I'd done the man to dark and then put his shadow in dark, they were contrasting against the lighter shadows I'd put in earlier, so I decided to do the whole lot a lot darker. I'm trying to create this dramatic effect, especially this like big foreground one. If you can imagine, there's like a big tree out of shot casting a shadow straight across the line and then up the hill on the other side. So the man himself, just put him very, very simply, just a silhouette, and then little dog next to him, or quite a big dog by the looks of it, as they make their way along this little lane there into the depths of the woodlands. So I hope you enjoy that. Thanks for watching. I hope you was painting along with me. If you've got any questions, please ask. Keep practicing, and I'll see you again soon.